Voyager 2 drifts alone, deeper than any machine built by human hands has ever gone. Launched in 1977, when disco echoed on Earth and computers were the size of rooms, it now glides silently through a darkness so ancient, it predates the stars. It carries with it the dreams of a civilization, etched in gold, wrapped in math, and sent into the unknown like a message in a bottle tossed into a cosmic sea. For decades, it obeyed, faithfully transmitting marvels that stunned even the coldest minds in science. Worlds we once called gas giants became vibrant dynasties of storms, rings and moons carved by time. It saw Jupiter's eternal eye, a storm the size of Earth. It flew past Saturn's icy halo, tracing its fragile rings like the grooves of a record. Uranus spun sideways, blue-green and drunk on gravity. Neptune whipped its atmosphere into supersonic frenzy, hiding mysteries in its deep, blue glare. Then, silence. After Neptune, there were no more planets. No more grand destinations. Just the endless forward motion into a blackness no human eye had ever seen. They turned off the cameras. The headlines faded. But Voyager. It kept going. What was once a planetary mission became something else. A mission into the void itself. Into the boundary between what we understand and what we fear to imagine. In 2018, the impossible happened. Voyager 2 crossed the heliopause, the invisible bubble where the sun's influence ends and the interstellar medium begins. It had officially left the solar system. No longer in the realm of the sun. Now in the kingdom of the galaxy. And what it found was not silence. Not calm. But turbulence. The data was chaotic. The space beyond our star was not empty. It was alive. Plasma, once thought to thin and vanish, instead grew denser. Magnetic fields twisted, fluctuated, as though they were breathing. Cosmic radiation increased. And then, something happened that no one could explain. In early 2024, a packet of data arrived. It was wrong. It wasn't corrupted, it was structured. Organized. Like a signal? Like something speaking in a language beyond code. The probe had detected a burst of plasma oscillations. A repeating pattern. Not random. Mathematically exact. Like a wave. But not from the probe. A strange distortion in the very fabric of space. As if something was folding it. Bending it. A ripple in the dark. Scientists stared at the data in disbelief. Localized curvature in spacetime. Detected not near a planet. Not near a star. But in the abyss. It shouldn't be there. It can't be there. And yet, Voyager had seen it. The Nobel-winning physicist who first reviewed the data didn't speak for hours. Then finally, in a whisper, he said, "If this is real, it changes everything. Because this wasn't just a strange reading. It wasn't just a blip. It was a message. And yet, it spoke." The oscillations were precise, a rhythm embedded in plasma itself, like a fingerprint smeared across the vacuum. Mathematicians fed the waveform into every known cipher. Linguists listened to its rise and fall as though it were birdsong from another cosmos. Air systems trained on every language known to Earth returned the same result, not noise. Not random. But intention. The pattern mirrored no natural process. It bent the laws of thermodynamics subtly as though reality itself was being rewritten. from somewhere beyond. And then came the second wave. This time, it wasn't just data. Voyager's aging magnetic sensors caught a twitch, a sudden inversion, as if space had flinched. The field around the probe warped. Not violently, but delicately. Like fingers brushing across a curtain. NASA's Deep Space Network caught it. A tremor. A tickle. A ripple that defied every simulation. It had no source. No origin. It was the origin. Astrophysicists proposed wild hypotheses: micro-black holes, exotic matter, quantum entanglement at cosmic scale. But the probe sent more. As if it was being guided. Tiny course adjustments. Unexplained changes in trajectory. Nothing from Earth. Nothing from its own programming. Like an invisible current was carrying it toward something. By May 2024, the scientific community stood divided. Some called it a hoax. Others called it contact. But the data never lied. Voyager's instruments began to register temperature differentials in a region where no heat should exist. Waves of infrared. Pulsing in symmetric intervals. Not natural. Not stellar. Engineered. It was as if the void was blinking. Somewhere 22 billion kilometers from Earth, beyond the heliopause, Voyager 2 had entered something no one had predicted, a corridor. Not physical. Not carved in stone or dust or gas. But a corridor in spacetime. Folded like origami. A tunnel made not of matter, but of mathematics. And within it the laws of motion bent ever so slightly. Inertia hiccuped. Time seemed to drift. The signals returned to Earth. But slower. Not because of distance. But because the path had changed. The corridor had rules. And Voyager, blind and unafraid, obeyed. Back on Earth, a young theorist working with a quantum AI on a mountain observatory noticed something that shattered sleep from every mind at the facility. The plasma oscillation pattern. It wasn't just a message. It was a map. Encoded in it was a geometry never before seen. A 6-dimensional lattice. Rotating. Refracting. Shifting in ways no 3-dimensional eye could follow. A construct of a space that shouldn't exist unless there were others. Other layers. Other realms. Other minds. The corridor wasn't random.